TMR is the future. Like, I don't know how can it be this fast. This is the fastest wired and wireless magnetic keyboard I've tried and tested so far. Let's go ahead and check it out. Nice, simple, secured packaging of the accessories that you will be needing. More than you will be needing will come with the keyboard, even some extra, more colorful keycaps, so if you prefer that. But okay, first impressions on the look. As you can see over here, all black with a bit of mint blue. Pretty sure you also saw it. It is a bit glittery, the case here. You can kind of see it more over here at the back. And of course, the prism blue-purple color backplate here looks so good. It can easily get some fingerprints though, so yeah, make sure to keep that clean. But yeah, I do like how it looks like. But okay, moving on to the quality, does feel very nice. It does have a full aluminum case, so it does have some weight. It does come in around 2005 grams. Pretty nice weight, high quality. Now for the keycaps, these should be double shot PBT cherry profile, very high quality as well. For the switches, these should be Otomu T magnetic switches. I already gave you guys a sound test earlier with the extra switches, but yeah, they are pretty stable. Minimal wiggle wobble. They do sound pretty okay. Not bad. They're closed bottom. And yeah, here's a little sound test with the switches and the keycaps on. Now I think that sounds pretty okay, pretty decent. Can totally be personal preference, but one thing I want to comment on though is the stabilizers. Like, there is some rattle there. I appreciate the efforts though. You can see some foam here and there is some lube there, which definitely helps reduce the rattle. It's not that bad, but yeah, talking about the sound, you can also get pretty customizable with how this keyboard will sound like, not just because it's hot swappable with other magnetic switches. These are TTC Elf Kings and they should work in here. You can also fit Gateron Jade Pros over here, Gateron magnetic switches. Most magnetic switches should fit, but what makes this keyboard more customizable than other magnetic keyboards is its TMR, so it's also compatible with mechanical switches. So I do have a 5-pin mechanical switch from Wuchuei over here, and it should fit. I mean, just by looking at the PCB, you can see it does fit in there. Now take note though, if you use a mechanical switch, of course it doesn't have a magnet inside, so you won't be able to use the adjustable actuation point or those magnetic keyboard features, but it should still actuate. So obviously, I know most of you will definitely want to keep using those magnetic switch features. So something you can do is buy like crazy good magnetic switches that sound good, because there is a lot already that some people might even prefer over mechanical switches, or just use magnetic switches on those specific keys that you use for gaming or you want the magnetic switch feature on, like the adjustable actuation point, rapid trigger. So that is one of the nice features of TMR, but other than that, it's also more accurate and responsive from what I've seen online and from the test I've done. If you've watched my past recent videos, you know the Fun60 TMR version is like one of the top most responsive gaming magnetic keyboards on the list, looking at the milliseconds, which is amazing. So yeah, since this is also TMR, I have great expectations. And while on the topic of latency, let's also go ahead and talk about the performance and the features of this keyboard. Now of course, this is a magnetic keyboard. It does have adjustable actuation points. It does have a 0.01mm accuracy. It also apparently has 8000 Hz polling rate on wired and also wireless and Bluetooth. Bluetooth. Okay, I haven't seen an 8000 hertz Bluetooth. This might be a little mistake here, but what I'm sure it will be 8000 hertz on is wired. But wireless, we can easily test that out later on the 2.4G dongle on Keyboard Inspector and my latency testing tool. And yeah, I kinda mentioned it already. It does have tri-mode connectivity, and of course, because of that, it does have a battery inside as well. It apparently has an 8000 milliampere hour battery inside, so very large. It also apparently has features like DKS mod up toggle key and snap tap, so let's go ahead and look at that in the software. But first, let's go ahead and look at the RGB as well. Pretty bright and vibrant, but it is kind of hard to see with these keycaps and with this plate. Keycaps aren't really see-through, and the FR4 plate is dark as well, so it doesn't really reflect or bounce the RGB much. Not really a big problem for me personally, but yeah, if you want to see the RGB more, a great solution is changing the keycaps. But okay, I have the keyboard software over here. You can download it if you want, or you can also use QMK's web-based software. So just go to iotdriver.qmk.top. You will still need to download something, the IoT driver, but yeah, after that you can access the web software. We've tested a lot of other magnetic keyboards that use the same software here. I'm not gonna go into too much details on my reasons why I set these. I already made a separate video about that. But yeah, as you can see, very customizable, reprogrammable. Change the stroke settings. You can go down pretty low, 0.001, rapid trigger stabilization, anti separation mode, set dead zone, switch settings, advanced settings, DKS mods, up key, snap tap, snap key. All of the features you will pretty much be needing is over here. Change that, calibrate here. We can change the FN settings as well. Set macros, change the lighting settings. It is pretty maxed out already on the brightness, and yeah, nothing really changed from what I showed earlier. You do have a lot of RGB, but you can also customize, upload, you can share, use other settings, log in, and update the firmware here. Okay, wait, do we actually have an upgrade? Oh, I think we had. Okay, we're now on the latest firmware, but yeah, make sure you do this. You can also do these other stuffs. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the web-based software. Very easy to access. All of that you will be needing is pretty much here already. Now let's go and test it out on Keyboard Inspector. This should have 8000 hertz polling rate. I didn't really see any ways to change the polling rate on the software. But yeah, let's test it out wired first. This should be 8000 hertz polling rate, and here we go. Yeah, pretty accurate. 8000 hertz polling rate. Here are the results for those interested. Now let's go ahead and plug in the dongle. So let me unplug this. To make the keyboard wireless, go ahead and take off the caps lock key and turn on the switch under it. Okay, I think it's trying to detect for a Bluetooth device because it's flashing blue. Let's go ahead and hold FN plus R or press that. And there we go. We're now on wired or wireless 2.4 GHz. Now it doesn't seem like you can customize the keyboard if it's on wireless mode. You don't have to worry though, because the settings do save. Your wired settings is also going to be your wireless settings. Anyways, let's check out its polling rate as well on wireless, and here we go. It is 8000 hertz polling rate as well. Very nice, as you can see. But okay, now let's go and test it out with my OSLT TCS latency testing tool. I already made a separate video on how it works, but what it pretty much does is it measures the time between when the keycap comes into contact and when the computer actually receives the signal. But okay, let's test it out wireless first, and here are the results. 1.016 milliseconds on wireless. Wow, I'm pretty sure that's the fastest wireless magnetic keyboard we've tried so far. That also does beat a lot of other wired magnetic keyboards, by the way, so that is impressive for wireless. But okay, now let's go and test this out on wired this time. So I'm expecting faster results actually, and here are the results. 0.611 milliseconds and a lowest of below 0.494 milliseconds. What? That is crazy. So this gives us the new fastest magnetic keyboard we've tested so far with the OSLT TCS. Dang. TMR. Oh, and by the way, those results are with the rapid stabilization off and the anti-separation mode off. Now, I'm not gonna lie, you're probably not gonna notice any difference between wired or wireless because of how fast it is already. And if you're gonna compare this to the other magnetic keyboards in this list, you're probably not gonna notice a difference unless there's a 5 millisecond difference, which is still gonna be very hard to notice. But yeah, for those interested on the milliseconds, here you go. Now, I always give a little disclaimer that these results can still vary. There can be factors that alter the results, but these results should still be very accurate, very impressive performance wired and wireless. So without further ado, let's go ahead and test this keyboard out more in game.
Oh no!
One enemy remaining.
Whoa! What?
Shit.
Bruh, what the f, man?
Is ready.
There's 3 already in market. So, yeah. Whoa. Whoa!
Refreshing.
Yes, mix. Wait, one more to your left, to your left! To the left! Oh my god!
CT. No,
Oh,
I slow. I slow. What?
God!
Don't pick me, bro. Don't pick me. They're holding you.
I'm reloading. You see that reload, right?
But I still. Hey, CT.
One inside, on site with my phantom.
Phantom.
Yep.
One enemy remaining.
Nice.
Smokes.
Oh shit. Low.
Reyna's there as well, like on the left side. I don't know.
Yeah, left side.
Target down. One enemy remaining. That's 3.
So after playing and testing with the SK75 TMR from Womier, here's my experience so far. Now, as you saw from my gameplay and the latency tests we did, definitely won't hold you back when gaming, wired or wireless, doesn't matter what mode you're on, like it's crazy fast. You'll definitely be able to play your best when gaming with this keyboard. The actuation points, as soon as I press the keys, they do actuate. As soon as I let go, they do deactivate. And their anti-misoperation mode, or their way of calibration, is very nice actually. It's like the keyboard knows when I intentionally press it down vertically and not like when I wiggle it. It doesn't detect it as actuation whenever I just wiggle it left and right. But if I start pressing it down, even just by a little bit, that's when it starts to actually actuate, which is an amazing feeling feature. Definitely helps in making the keyboard more responsive, so you won't have to add that much dead zone. All of the features work, like SOCD, no problems with the keyboard. I didn't really encounter any double clicking with the space bar, even though I was on pretty sensitive settings, which is pretty nice. Maybe very rarely, but yeah, I don't really remember me experiencing anything like that. So that is good. You don't need a different profile for typing and gaming. If you're like me, I use my gaming profile for my editing, daily use profile, typing profile as well. So yeah. And speaking of daily use, other than gaming, I've also had an amazing experience with it, just using it as a keyboard. I really like the layout. It does have all of the keys that I need. It does feel very high quality, pretty nice to type on. I already gave my opinions earlier on the sound. The stabilizers can get some work here. I think it is very easy to fix though, so yeah, nothing really major. And again, if you really want to customize, make it sound better, you can even switch it to mechanical keys since it is TMR, which is a nice feature. But I also had an amazing experience typing with it, using it for my daily use, productivity, stuff like that. But is it worth it though? Now, this will apparently have a retailing price of around $129, but if you use my discount code MIGSS, that should give you 10% off. So if my math is correct and that discount code is actually applicable, or who knows, they might even have more sales when this is released, I don't know. But yeah, that's gonna bring this down to around $115-17. Again, maybe less if they decide to do some more discounts on the new release week. So for around that price, I mean, you saw how good the performance of this keyboard is. We did talk about all the features: TMR, wireless, 8000 milliampere hours. Oh yeah, the amazing performance is not only for wired but also for wireless. The amazing quality, full aluminum case. Like, I think that is worth it. You don't even have to pay $200 to get a good, amazing quality, one of the best performing magnetic keyboards in the market right now. Like, that is an amazing price for this keyboard. I think it is worth it. I would recommend it. So if you're interested, I'll be putting this keyboard first link in the description, and you can use my discount code MIGSS if you're buying this keyboard or anything on the Womier store. It would give you some discount and it would support me a lot and the channel. I would really appreciate it. And I will also be including my affiliate links. The links will be my affiliate links in the description. So I would really appreciate it as well if you use those links when buying anything down there in the description. Oh, and yeah, a little disclaimer, this keyboard is sent to me by Womier, but that won't change my review. Everything that you've been hearing me say about this keyboard are all my honest opinions and review. But yeah, I pray and hope that this video helped you in some way. I'll go and see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to stay grateful, and remember, Jesus loves you. Bye bye.